We like to think the best design comes from moments of inspiration. Brainstorms, post-its, way too much Red Bull. But history says otherwise. The best design happens when the world is on fire, when the money runs out, when comfort collapses, when survival demands imagination. So today, we're looking at 10 times the world broke down, and designers built something better. This is why hard times make great design. Let's get into it. In the early 1930s, the world was broken, financially and spiritually. Factories stood silent. Progress felt like a myth. But designers like Raymond Loewy and Norman Belgettis responded by giving despair a facelift. All chrome, curves, and confidence. They made trains, radios, and refrigerators all look like they could outrun the future itself. This was Streamline Moderne. Optimism shaped in steel. Of course, it didn't fix the Depression, but it gave people something priceless. The illusion that tomorrow might still be beautiful. If you've seen my earlier episode on how military aviation accidents gave birth to UX, you'll remember this story. And if you haven't, I'll link it here. But here's the short version. During World War II, Allied pilots were crashing perfectly functional airplanes. They'd accelerate for takeoff, reach for the flaps, and, by accident, pull the landing gear lever instead. They died on the runway. Psychologist Alphonse Chapanis looked at the wreckage and said, "That's not pilot error, that's design error." He reshaped the controls, one round, one triangular. Pilots could tell them apart just by touch, even in panic. That tiny change saved lives and founded human factors engineering, the ancestor of modern user experience design. It was the moment design stopped being about objects and started being about us. After the war, Europe was rubble. But in the Nordic countries, design turned into therapy. Alvar Aalto and Arne Jacobsen rebuilt not with grandeur, but with grace. Birch instead of steel. Light instead of ornamentation. Their vision? Beauty for everyone. This became Scandinavian design as we know it. Humble, human, and quietly revolutionary. Minimalism not as fashion, but as forgiveness. The oil crisis of the 1970s ended the age of indulgence. Gas was scarce, patience scarcer. Designers pivoted fast. Smaller cars, lighter materials, cleaner lines. The Volkswagen Golf, Honda Civic proved simplicity could seduce. Necessity turned austerity into an art form. Efficiency became the new luxury. The Cold War was a crisis of information. Too much of it, none of it trustworthy. Design's answer was discipline. Grids, manuals, Helvetica, logic as survival strategy. From Swiss modernism to NASA's instruction system to Vignelli's subway map, design became the architecture of calm. In a world defined by fear, order was a kind of mercy. In the 1980s, silence was deadly. Governments ignored aids. Designers refused to. The Grand Fury Collective and Act Up hijacked the visual language of advertising. Bold sans serifs, shocking pink triangles, and impossible-to-ignore slogans. Silence equals death. 3 words that changed everything. Design became activism, proof that beauty can bite back. The 1990s internet was delightfully chaotic. Flashing GIFs, pop-ups, bad taste in every pixel. But then the bubble burst, and the survivors had to rebuild from scratch. Enter Jacob Nielsen preaching usability. Enter Apple codifying clarity. Margins, hierarchy, consistency, the grammar of the digital age. The crash taught us that clarity isn't corporate, it's compassionate. In 2008, the global economy imploded, and creative work vanished overnight. So, designers got scrappy. They turned garages into workshops, prototypes into businesses, and despair into the maker movement. Kickstarter, Etsy, open source everything. Design democratized by necessity. Out of unemployment came empowerment. When the system failed, people built their own. Our current crisis isn't economic. It's existential. We've designed ourselves into ecological debt, and now we're redesigning our way out. Circular design closes the loop. Repair, reuse, regenerate. Patagonia's worn wear, Fairphone's modular tech, Adidas's recyclable shoes, all proof that form can follow footprint. Good design doesn't just make things, it can make things right. Then came COVID, and everything stopped. Every routine, every room, every rule had to be redesigned overnight. Offices became homes. Screens became meeting rooms. Designers scrambled to reinvent daily life at a distance. Touchless interfaces, pop-up hospitals, modular furniture, quiet heroics that kept society stitched together. When we couldn't be near each other, design made sure we could still reach each other. When times are good, design decorates. When times are bad, design redefines us. Every crisis in history has forced creativity to evolve. Constraint isn't the enemy of design. It's the crucible. Hardship leaves scars, but it also leaves better ideas. And that's the strange comfort of it all. The worse things get, the more essential design becomes. If you believe the next great era of design will rise from today's chaos, subscribe. Okay, I'll see you in the next one.